What's good, everybody, and welcome to another secret segment for the month of April. You may be asking yourselves, but it's May. What do you mean for the month of April? We have a confession to make.
We fucked up.
Yep. Forgot. It happened. April has come and gone, and we realized, whoopsies, we forgot to record the secret segment for the month of April.
We had intentions of doing it.
We even did a poll for it. You guys voted on it.
So and then we just didn't do it.
And then just didn't
do our make good today.
Yeah. So this is your make good. Apologies. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for not complaining about it.
No one's complained. That's incredible.
Yes.
Y'all are saints.
There was a half a second where we were like, what if we just didn't do it? And then we're like, that's bad.
Oh, no.
It is bad
do it.
because if you voted on it, we do the thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
we do it because you guys are our number one bays. So we have to make good. So this month, you guys voted for us to talk about spring cleaning. What video games should go? And we kind of had a little internal debate about what exactly that topic meant. Did you guys come to a conclusion?
I think we decided the way we're going to take this is, you know, it's been a pretty packed year, I feel like, for games. And we're getting more games coming down the pipe. So some
As
games
always.
just have to go. Some games that we started this year, we're just not going to be able to finish. We have other things coming out. And this conversation is going to be about what games just have to be spring cleaned, if you know what I mean. That rhymed.
And then I told Brittany, I was like, that's legitimately all of the games that I've started this year, pretty much.
So I guess this would have to be games that you wish you had time to finish if you had to choose a handful, but you just know you're never going to get around to.
So games that are in your pile of shame
For
that
this
you're
year.
just wiping off the pile of shame as like this is never going to happen.
Yeah, and so for example, the first game for me, sadly, is Metro Exodus. I love the game. I've played a lot of it. I actually think I'm in the final area of the game, but it's just one of those things where I stopped playing because something else came out. I haven't played it now in like a month, and I think about it a lot. I know I'm not gonna have time to go back and play it, so I'm thinking I'm just gonna have to hop on the YouTubes and watch the story stuff, the cutscenes.
That breaks my heart a little bit.
Well, I mean, sure, mine too. Trust me, I'm sad about it. But what I will say is now I am a fan of the Metro series because I really had a great time with it, and I really got invested in the characters, and I want to know what happens to certain folks. And I just don't have the time to put into actually finding it out by playing the game.
So you're a fan of the series, but it can GTFO.
It can GTFO. I have other games coming down the line. You know,
Okay.
I just don't have time.
Steimer,
Yeah.
what's the first one on your list?
Oh, literally everything. It's just...
Could you narrow it down just a little bit?
Something that I really honestly only scratched the surface of, but was digging at the time, Far Cry New Dawn.
Yeah.
So like I was like, oh, this is actually fun and whatever. But I think the problem there's multiple problems for me. One, I really didn't like the first game that much, the way it ended. I do very much enjoy the new aesthetics of New Dawn. I think they're amazing, and it makes me want to be in that world more. But it feels too similar to the thing that I just played not that long ago, or I feel like it's not long enough for me to. I'm fatigued, right? Like I didn't have enough of a break from it to really want to dive back in there. So it's probably one of those games that I'll just never finish. But I do think it had a lot of interesting things going on for it, and I actually probably would have preferred just playing that and not have playing Far Cry 5.
Yeah, I like New Dawn more than Far Cry 5 by the end of it.
Yeah, so like I'm like I wish
There's no aerial
I wish
combat.
this hadn't happened. I wish I could have just played this one and enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I feel ya. I think Far Cry New Dawn is definitely on my spring cleaning list as well. It's a game I barely started, but I gotta be honest, I don't know if I'm ever gonna make it back.
See? That's
Yeah.
just part of it.
It's a bummer because they did such a great job with it, but as you said, it's just like nothing's grabbing me. Same with Tetris 99. That's a game that kind of came in a whirlwind and kind of kicked up a lot of dust, and everyone was like, oh my god, Tetris 99 is the best battle royale game ever.
Yeah.
And I played it for like a day and was like, this is cool, but it's competitive Tetris. This is exactly what I don't want.
Yeah.
Well, you can pay $9.99 to get the offline Tetris 99 DLC.
Wait, what?
Because it was free with the Nintendo Online subscription service, but now it's $10 to play it offline.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't it just Tetris then? How is it?
Yeah, I don't know. I'll just know it's you play against the AI. Yeah. It's the same kind of mode, but it's against the AI.
So you play against like 98
95.
computers.
98 computers.
98 computers.
98 computers with
Got
Tetris on the
99
wall.
computers.
Could be fun for people who are super competitive but not, that don't want to compete. It's not a bad one.
That's good for me. I would say my other game is Yoshi's Crafted World. This game is really,
that's a good one.
Yeah, it's really cute. But, you know, at the end of the
I actually
day.
need to buy that game.
Yeah, it's fun and relaxing, you know, and it's easy as fuck. Like, I literally think you can just, like, I don't even know if you can
How long
actually
is it?
lose. Oh, I have no idea.
Don't know.
Remember when you fall off a cliff, like, you just kind of come back.
Well, it's hard to put a time on it because it's all about how many of the collectibles you want to get. Like with most Nintendo games, it's like, do you
Yeah, I
want to
don't
get
care
all
about
of the
that shit.
stars in the level? Do you
No.
want to get all of
Sure
the red
don't.
coins in the level and all that
And I
stuff?
think you get to play a lot of the levels from the other side, so you see like the cardboard and the tape and the stuff, and it's really cute, and it was a really relaxing game. Actually, playing it with another person was a little stressful because, like Simon had pointed out when you and I talked about it, you said it sounds like this game was just made for one person in mind. And I said, yes, that's exactly the problem. Because you'll get into areas where you know you need to hop on one
for
thing.
most people, they're alone.
They're alone. Yeah. It's a really cute. Well, there are. Well, that's the thing though. Is there are features where it makes it easy to play with another person. So like you could hop on my back and I can just carry you. So if you're playing with a small child, you know they can throw eggs and do other things. You can just hop on me. We go through the whole level. But there are little nooks and crannies where you'll get stuck or you can't make a jump just because there's just not enough room for two people. But it was really fun, really adorable. But it's the kind of game I think you play like half the game like I did, and then it's like you don't really need to play the rest of the half.
Yeah,
Because it is what it is. But it was cute. But I was
that's
like,
fair.
I just, yeah.
That's definitely a game that I'm never going back to.
Yeah. Oh, did you play it?
I did. I played like an hour of it. That was it. And then I was like, this is a hard
for me.
nope for me.
Yeah.
I really appreciated the graphics and the attention to detail and how it felt a little bit more bespoke than some other Nintendo titles. But the gameplay and the platforming was so blasé. I was like, Nintendo's literally been doing this formula and they've perfected it and polished it and made it perfect. But after 30 years, you're kind of like, yo, Nintendo, you can do something a little bit more
different.
exciting, right? And I had this conversation with Tim Geddes about this because he was trying to convince me how great this game is. And I was like, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's not for me.
Yeah.
It just isn't like, blowing my
doesn't-
skirt up.
No, maybe, 30 years ago when I was 11 months old, it would have blown my skirt up.
When I was an infant, maybe I would have been totally into this
Literally
game.
zero dexterity skills.
Yeah, it's not needed to play this game. No, and I think that's kind of interesting because, even the Mario Odyssey and whatnot, those games just don't hold my interest anymore. I mean, they're fun, but I think I've kind of like been there, done that. I'm more interested in Mario RPGs of sorts. I think that's something a little
fair.
different. Yeah, would blow up my skirt, but the same old platforming. Not bad games, just doesn't do anything for me.
I mean, speaking of something that doesn't do anything for me, Resident Evil 2 is never, ever going back
You gave
into
it a
my
shot,
playlist.
though. But
Yeah,
you gave it a shot.
I gave it a shot, and it was just like, no.
You're like,
I'm
I'm
too
good.
stressed out. I ran into the liquor and said no.
I'm good.
Even if because we kind of talked about this, you said you were mildly interested
Oh,
by
and
the
buying
cheat
the
codes.
deal. Yeah, buying
Yeah,
the guns
$5.
that I could actually... If
The
I could-
unlimited
That I
ammo.
could kill liquors with. I mean... Probably not gonna happen, but like,
But it elevates your
I
interest.
feel like it does. Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like the only way Steimer is going to play that game with the cheat codes is if we make her do it on a stream.
Yes,
She's not going
it's
to do it
true.
of her own volition.
Yeah, that's accurate.
I was thought you were gonna say maybe there was like a nude Leon mod or something.
No, I don't care that much.
I don't think even that would get her to do it without
get
us
me to
being
do
like,
it.
no, we're here in the room together. Let's play.
Yeah.
But
Hey, you gave it a shot, and you've been playing Days Gone. I am very proud of you.
I haven't played Days Gone.
you
That
think
one
you'll
may or
finish
may
it?
not make this list, but I haven't decided yet.
Yeah.
I haven't decided either. That's one of those games I don't know if I'm going back to, but a game I know I probably will never go back to, and
Did
it
you
kind of
finish?
pains me. I did not.
Okay, wasn't sure.
Is Fallout 76. That's a game I was actually very excited for when it launched because I loved Fallout 4 and I was really pumped to see what they were going to do with this new multiplayer feature set that they were bringing for Fallout 76. And then it was just so broken at launch. And I know that they've made incredible strides in fixing a lot of the issues and they're working with their community. And it's a much better game today, 6 months later. But I'm like, oh, dog, I got other shit to play. So I think like Fallout 76 is one of those games that I'm like, unless they put some really amazing piece of big content in there that will drive me. It felt so much like more of the same from Fallout that I just could not get excited about it.
Yeah, Yeah, see, I actually enjoyed what time I did spend in Fallout 76, but then I started coming across the bugs where people would just be in the T-pose and then they would like not be a thing you could actually shoot and interact with. It's something I am interested in going back in at some point. I mean, I haven't even really started Anthem yet, and because again, I'm waiting for these things to kind of be like fixed before I hop back in. But
yeah, Anthem and even Division for me are games. I'm not saying that I'm gonna put it. I'm just they're like temporarily like I put you here and like I don't know. Division's when I'll hop in and out of more so than Anthem for right now. But I'm more interested in the world of Anthem than I am in the world of the Division because I think the Division's boring, frankly.
What you got against Tom Clancy?
He's a boring motherfucker. Everything's too real.
Well, there you go. I guess that's it.
I like shiny, pretty colors and worlds and like weird creatures that don't exist.
Fantasy stuff, yeah.
I like fantasy more than I like gritty military shooters.
Yeah, I would say the Division's also a good one for me. In the sense of okay, so there's a difference between spring cleaning, which is like I don't know if I'll actually ever come back, but games I will probably revisit at some point, like Anthem, Fallout 76. But the Division 2, I mean, I've had fun while playing it, but I think kind of like you, I'm craving more fantasy sort of settings right now. So it's not like I'm super excited to hop back into that world, but it is a fun game. But when I play it, finish the campaign.
I have fun.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll finish the campaign though.
I appreciate that you guys are maybe getting a little weary of the Division 2. Like most of these looter shooters and live service games, they take a lot of recurring commitment, and sometimes it can get very tedious and a little boring and a little like, what's it all for? Why am I even doing this? And if you're not if you're not having fun with the game, it's not even that you don't appreciate the game. It's that if it's not
blowing your skirt up,
sparking joy for you, right?
Ooh, that was good.
That's Marie Kondo. I can't take credit. If it's not doing anything for you, then don't keep playing it, right? Like I think that's the thing.
It's not even like I'm no stranger to you repeat the shit and like do it over and over again because MMOs. But I think I literally just think it's the fantasy element. Like I need more fantasy in my games. Like Guild Wars I had no problem with. There's dragons and shit, whatever, cool, it's fun, wee. But I think it's really just like Division, and it's like there's people with guns and people with guns.
That's fair. I mean, it's obviously grounded in a sense of reality from being in Washington, D.C. and being about the United States government and set in the universe of Tom Clancy. So I get that. So does that mean that you would be interested in picking up something like Elder Scrolls Online or revisiting Guild Wars? Or what do you think will hook you?
I actually was thinking about revisiting Guild Wars again.
Sounds good.
Because they just emailed me and were like, there's some new stuff coming out. And I was like, oh.
Go on.
Oh, really? Do tell me more. Yeah. And so I don't know. I always play with the idea of jumping back in. I do need a different mouse if I do, though, because the mouse I have right now doesn't have any of the side buttons. I need side buttons.
Gotta get fancy. A game that I started that I haven't talked about on the show is kind of like my side piece. It's called SteamWorld Quest, and it's on the Nintendo Switch.
Oh, I've heard about this.
Yeah, and it's really cute, and it's okay. So how it works is it's an RPG, and instead of having it's turn-based, but you have put it in my face. No, I'm just distracted by putting stuff in my face. You have a deck of cards, so it's a deck building game in the sense that you have different characters, and each character has specific skill sets, and they all have a deck of cards. And you can craft cards, you can buy cards, you can upgrade cards. And each character can have 8 cards in their deck at a time. And then you go into battle, and then you combine all cards into one. And so you have 3 characters on a screen at a time. So that's 24 cards. But then only 6 cards are on your screen at a time. So it randomly draws.
Checked out. No idea.
It might sound a little confusing, but I will say the gameplay is really addictive. It's really fun because you never know what cards you're going to get and how you have to like modify that. And there's 3 levels of difficulty. I think Squire, Knight, and then something else. And obviously Squire is like the real easy one. Now I like challenges in my games, but something this game does that I don't know if I've ever really experienced before is it throttles the experience you gained after you hit a certain level. So let's say you're, trying to grind, because that's kind of one of the joys is you like to grind and feel powerful. You're getting 300 XP per fight. It'll take that down to like 20 XP per fight. And then you don't really have that sense of like, I'm strong and a badass, because you can only really level to a certain point until the grind really becomes a grind. And so I knocked it down to Squire difficulty because the fights don't really go fast either. They're kind of like tedious battles. They're fun, but they take a while. So I've had a really good time with that. There's 19 chapters. I just got to chapter 10. But at this point, it's just, I want to be able to like feel powerful when I play this game, and otherwise it just feels, whatever. It's fine. It's really cute, really fun. It is an RPG, but it's also like, what do you call it? 2D. So it's not like you have this big open world to explore, but the characters are really fun and endearing and really cute. But I think I'm kind of like, been there, done that. It's cute. Also, I just started Final Fantasy VII again, and that's kind of trumping everything.
Right.
I would like to say I'm surprised, but I'm not. It's no longer shocking to me, Brittany, that you are foregoing brand new releases like Metro Exodus that could be fulfilling your life and you could be finishing to play a game that is almost 20 fucking years old.
That's okay. So I am currently juggling some current releases. I'm doing Outward. I'm playing a game called Operencia, which is pretty new. And then I'm about to start Rage 2. But I have to have my side piece. And generally my side piece is on the Switch. And also the Final Fantasy VII remake teaser that we just got. I got to refresh my memory. That's my excuse.
All right, you get a pass this time.
Oh, good. I like pass. Andrea passes.
Pass. So I'm going to make a confession.
Okay.
Confession.
I don't know if I ever want to finish SpiderMan.
I forgot about SpiderMan. Holy balls.
I never rolled credits on SpiderMan.
I did.
And I know that it's not a super long game and that it's very manageable. It's not like a 10-hour game, but it's not like a 100-hour game. And I had a lot of fun with it, what I've played from it. And it's very great. But there's just nothing about it that's like drawing me back to play it.
I really like that game. I will say it picks up a lot toward like the last act, but I enjoyed the whole time I spent with that game. It was great. And again, not too long of a game. So
wow, I forgot. You're right. I never rolled credits on that either.
Yeah.
That was a great game. But yeah, like you, I just have no interest to go back in. Another game, I'll probably hop on YouTube and watch the scenes. This is our life.
Watch the cutscenes. Did you even start Spider-Man?
Oh, yeah. I would say I'm probably like 60-70% of the way through Spider-Man.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I played a lot.
That's pretty good.
Really great. Wonderful game. Awesome game. Just, I don't know what happened. Something else came up. And off it went.
Yeah. It feels like that's always the way it is. I think the problem is we're in this weird juxtaposition between wanting a game to be long, to feel like you're getting your money's worth and you're getting a value for your dollar, and you have a lot of things to do for that $60 retail price point. And then on the other side going, but I got shit going on, yo. I ain't got time to put 75 hours into a game. And it's tough because when you get a nice, quick campaign, something like Mortal Kombat 11 or like Resident Evil 2 or even like Devil May Cry 5, which feels like a very manageable anywhere from like 6 to 10 hour campaign depending on your difficulty level and how much time you spend in it, that it almost feels like, oh, well, is that worth the same price as a game like Red Dead Redemption 2, which is like a 75-hour total campaign if you take the, a lot of the side quests and the epilogue into factor? It's like, do I want that in my life?
I was just talking to Jason about this because I know a lot of people do put a lot of weight on that $60 price tag. And if that's, how you justify how many hours do I get for this $60, you do you. But for me, it's not about that. It's about the experience I have with the game. I mean, I've always spent $60 on Call of Duty games for the campaign alone because I like the cinematic experience I get from those games. I like the way, after I roll credits, I'm like, whoa, that was a hell of a ride. And then I go on with my life. And to me, it's those memories of those campaigns that I'm excited about the next Call of Duty campaign because they are such a thrilling experience that I'm more than happy to spend $60 on a 4 to 5 hour campaign because of the, like I said, the experience it gives me. So yeah, I don't really care. As long as I walk away from that feeling like I got an awesome time and story, $60, it's worth it to me.
For me, I honestly, especially as I've gotten older, prefer the shorter experiences. And also, I mean, I say I'm like a broken record here, but edit your shit. There's just because something is 70 hours long doesn't mean it's good.
Right.
It can mean it's really bloated. It can mean the story meanders. It can mean a lot of things. Now, obviously, it could also be really great. But I think that in general, just thinking oh, it's 70 hours, therefore is a really great use of my time is incorrect.
Yeah, absolutely. You can spend 70 hours stirring that paint. Watch it dry. Is that worth it?
Or you can spend, multiple hours scooping cow pies and shoveling hay in an epilogue from a game that was already excruciatingly long and slow.
See, I didn't.
You know which game you are.
I love that game so much. I loved all the moments. I didn't mind this anyway. It's all good.
Yep.
You didn't mind the slow pace, Nathan?
No, it's not that. But I'm currently playing. Oh my god, what game am I currently playing? With
Outward?
Days Gone.
Oh, Days Gone.
And I fast travel every time I can.
Me too, yes.
But in Red Dead Redemption 2, I loved getting on my horse and trotting across.
Because those horse
you
physics
also
were so good.
Didn't have a choice.
Yeah, there was no fast travel.
But I
in
never
Red Dead.
wanted to fast travel.
I mean, you take the train, but only if you're a certain
But yeah,
spot.
the point I'm saying is I didn't want that. I didn't mind it. It was a soothing experience to hop on that horse and just kind of like take in all the sights. And you never knew what you're going to come across.
That's true. It didn't come across like to me. It wasn't like, oh motherfucker. I mean,
Have to
sometimes
go.
it was if I was in a hurry, but
Sure.
yeah, with Days Gone, I'm literally just like,
Fast travel
I
here,
cannot
fast
fucking
travel
be
there.
bothered.
That's
Yeah.
I mean, then we're kind of getting a little off topic, but
happens.
I mean, that was a fundamental difference in gameplay design, and that they encouraged you and rewarded you for taking your time exploring the world in Red Dead Redemption 2. And I felt like in Days Gone, they just didn't. You know, like I wasn't incentivized to ride my bike when I was going to go find Boozer and he was going to give me a line and a half of dialogue for a mission and then it was over. Or I'd leave a camp. And then as soon as I left the camp leader would be like, yo, D,
come back to camp.
I got a job for you. Come on back. I'm like, bitch, I was just there.
This is Tucker.
Anyway, we
Yeah.
don't need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, we can let that conversation go by the wayside. But there is one big game this year that I just am probably never going to pick up, and that is Kingdom Hearts 3.
I did play that. I'm not gonna finish that game. I was honestly, number one, a little bit bored because I didn't know what was happening.
Yeah.
And number two, combat was like fine.
Fine.
And like I thought the attraction rides were really fun for a bit, and then eventually the novelty wore off, and I was like, okay.
Yeah, I know we talked about it, and the joke was, "Are we really gonna play it?" And it's like, spoilers, no. I just
Nope.
I played it for a bit.
Yeah, you did. I just
And
have
then
no
was just
interest
like,
in.
all right, something else came out. I think Crackdown finally came out, and then I stopped playing that game.
Oh, Crackdown.
Oh, that's
I
another
beat
good
that
one.
game.
I just.
That's a game I'm never going to pick up and start.
That's
Nope.
fine.
Into the pile of spring cleaning it goes.
enjoyed
Yeah.
my time. with
Shovel it
Crackdown.
out.
That's good. See, that's why we're a well-rounded group of ladies. We can talk about things. Like Sammer can talk about Crackdown, and Andrew are like, here. I can talk about JRPGs, and everyone's like, what the fuck? I don't care.
Stiber cares.
Oh, do you care about JRPGs that much?
Lately, yeah.
Okay.
She's like JRPG adjacent.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good.
That's a good way of describing it. Certain
should put that
ones,
on a
yes.
shirt.
Other ones, I think the problem, like those JRPGs now, or just honestly RPGs in general, can be a bit of the exactly spring cleaning games for me, where I'm
Right.
like, oh, I'll play this game, even if I play it for like 30 hours, like that's not enough of those games to finish them. So I usually I don't.
Yeah, they're usually really, really big games too. Well, long games.
Yeah.
So why don't we end this segment with one game that's in your pile of shame that is on the cusp of being kicked out, but that you love too much to actually kick it to the curb, that you are going to vow to visit again? I'll start. You guys think about it, because I know the answer is right at the top of my mind. It's Assassin's Creed
I was
Odyssey.
going to ask you about that.
So this is shocking for me as like a diehard Assassin's Creed fan. You guys see, in the when we have a wide shot, you can see all my Assassin's Creed statues over here, and I've been a diehard Assassin's Creed fan for a long time. Have not rolled credits on it. They keep putting out this amazing DLC from everything I've watched online about it, and I just something about it. I just can't get motivated to go back and finish it, even though I loved that game. And I don't know what it is, but I can't kick it to the curb. I can't put it in the donate pile.
Do you think it's because you got your fill of the game because you've spent so much time with it that going back into it, what new riveting experience are you?
That's another game I wish had been this fall.
This year instead of last year?
Yeah, because again, it was like back to back off of Origins, and I'm like, to me, that's just it's too much. Like, I don't want them that frequently.
Well, they're taking this year off.
I know, but why didn't you put them in between each other?
Well,
I know the game was already done, but god damn it, like this is not optimal.
No, that's a fair point. And I think the good thing so far / bad thing about this year's lineup, unless we're going to get some bombs at E3, is that there's not really a lot of movers and shakers that are announced yet for holiday 2019.
It's true. Maybe this will be the fall where you can finally catch up on all the
Well, Pokemon's not till November, hypothetically, right? Because that's traditionally when Nintendo releases them.
We'll see. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. I love them. I think my game is probably My Time at Portia. I know I've talked about this game a lot. And it's the kind of thing where it's like I get my fix. I get my sim fix. I lose myself in it for like 50 hours and then I step away. But because I did have pre-release code, there were a lot of issues, particularly with the loading screen. And, like sometimes I would just like run through walls and characters would just disappear. And it was just, I couldn't harvest my papaya plant without the game crashing. And that was like
damn papaya
fucking
plants.
papayas,
Every
man.
time.
But I know they've improved it a lot in terms of stability and they're adding new content. Apparently you can adopt kids now. I don't know.
Why
There's
would you want that?
Because it's part of the game. It's part of the experience.
Boy, are you going to give them away like you can in Stardew?
You can give your kids away in Stardew?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
She's going to log in and give all of her kids away.
I don't have any kids. I never made it that far. So yeah, like that's a game I want to revisit, but it's also at the same time I got my fix. Also at the same time, if I hop back in, there's a chance I'm not resurfacing. So for my own health, I probably should just stay away.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
Steimer?
I've been pretty good about like clearing games off if I'm like, hey, I'm not like Far Cry, man. Like I've deleted that off of my PlayStation bar. Well, one game I have not and will not until I fucking finish it is Hellblade.
Good for you.
I'm like, no. Hellblade is the game I'm going to finish.
It's not even that long,
It's not
right?
that long. I'm like halfway through. I really just need to fucking sit down and play it. But the game is so stressful
Yeah.
for me that it's hard to be like, yeah, I really want an afternoon of high stress situations.
What about Ace Attorney? You think you'll go back to those?
Oh, of course. That's a Switch game for me is like the
It's a
shit
playing
that
game.
yeah,
So
exactly.
you'll hop back in.
So
Yeah.
those are like my travel games. Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet. Yeah.
Well, I hope that you all found this riveting and now you're looking into your pile of shame going, dang, maybe I got to spring clean some of this ish out. Sometimes you just got to do it. You just got to go, you know what? Rip the Band-Aid off. Goodbye thing. It'll make you feel better. It'll clear your anxiety and make way for a new thing for you to put onto the pile for next year.
Make peace.
But thank you so much for supporting everything we do at What's Good Games. We love our Patreon community at patreon.com/whatsgoodgames. If you're watching this on YouTube and you want to get it over 30 days early, of course, you got to become part of our membership. And this video is available to all levels of membership on patreon.com/whatsgoodgames. So what's stopping you? Head on over. Check it out. Until next month, we love you guys. See you later. Bye.